It was a bright spring afternoon at the Crestwood Civic Center. Rows of folding chairs lined the hall, filled with locals, teachers, parents, retirees, gathered for the annual Community Voices Forum. A large banner hung above the stage, "Bridging Divides, Building Unity." There was excitement in the air. The guest speaker was said to be someone powerful, someone inspiring. Out in the lobby, guests mingled over lemonade and cookies, waiting for the program to begin. That's when Robert James walked in. Tall, dressed in a fitted blazer and slacks, he carried a worn leather satchel and scanned the room with a warm smile. He was early. He liked to feel the space before addressing a crowd. But to one woman near the refreshment table, his presence triggered suspicion, not curiosity. Sandra McKinley, a longtime event volunteer, wrinkled her nose as she spotted him. "Excuse me," she called out sharply, approaching Robert with a forced smile. "Can I help you?" "I'm good, thank you," Robert replied politely. She looked him up and down. "Are you with catering? Because we're still waiting on someone to replenish the drinks." He blinked, confused. "No, I'm—" Before he could finish, she cut in. "Look, I'm not trying to be rude, but this is a private event. You can't just wander in." A few heads turned. Robert kept calm. "I'm Robert James. I was invited." Sandra crossed her arms. "By who?" Just then the MC, a woman named Carla, rushed in, face lit up. "Robert, there you are. I was starting to worry you got lost." Sandra's eyes darted between them. "Wait, this is Robert James?" Carla looked puzzled. "Yes, this is our keynote speaker." Gasps and awkward silence spread through the crowd. Someone in the corner had started filming. Robert adjusted his satchel, his voice calm but firm. "It's not the first time someone's assumed I didn't belong," he said, addressing both Sandra and the onlookers. "But I came here today to talk about inclusion, so maybe this moment is the best place to begin." The room was still. Later, when Robert stepped up to the podium, he didn't start with his accolades or titles. He began with what had just happened. "Today I was told I didn't belong. Again. Not by a stranger on the street, but here, at an event meant to bring people together. But I'm not here to shame anyone. I'm here because change doesn't begin with anger. It begins with truth." His speech was raw, powerful, and deeply human. He shared stories of growing up being judged for how he looked, of fighting to be seen not as a threat, but as a thinker, a teacher, a leader. By the end, people stood and clapped. Some wept. Sandra approached him afterward, visibly shaken. I'm sorry. I judged you without knowing a thing." Robert offered a small smile. "Thank you. That's where change starts." The video of his speech, and the moment before it, spread quickly online. Not because it was shocking, but because it was honest, raw, needed. Within weeks, Robert was invited to speak at universities and conferences across the state. And at Crestwood, the next Community Voices Forum opened with a statement. "We begin today with humility, and we listen with open hearts."